All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing tonight? Welcome to the first official episode of Ravensdale Roleplays Roguetech, the Reboot. Did you like our graphics title card thingy? I whipped that up in not Photoshop. I'm not good enough at this kind of thing to do Photoshop. I whipped it up in PowerPoint, so high tech stuff. But I thought it was fun. So hopefully you like it. Let me know. So welcome to the first Reboot episode. We are, make sure my mic is on, we are going to be doing a quick little recap of kind of where we stand right now before we launch into this evening's contracts. So, as far as the reboot goes, we did what I'm basically coining as a soft reboot. So, a lot of the characters are still here. We basically got rid of the old save file, started a new save file using the newest version and patch of the Roguetech mod. So what that means is that the rules have changed a little bit, and sadly, we weren't able to get the exact pilot list, and we weren't able to get anywhere near the same mech list that we had prior to the save. So, from a story perspective, or from a narrative perspective, we are saying that in the Storium game, which is the roleplay side of things, kind of the behind-the-scenes stuff, the last scene ended off with an investigation into possible sabotage on the Argo. And so we are saying that on a contract between the last episode and this contract, we sent our mechs, or we sent a lance down to a planet to do a job, and the saboteur ended up being one of our mech pilots, a pilot by the name of Rebel. And she ended up kind of betraying the lance and getting Strider and Phantom killed, and getting all of our mechs blown up except for the one that she was in. Medusa was the fourth pilot in the lance. He survived. He's back on the Argo. But for narrative purposes, Medusa's player said that he should be left out of the next couple of missions, or the first episode, just to represent that he's kind of recuperating from the whole thing. So that's kind of where we're at. We've had a little bit of shift in characters. So the player who was playing Glitch is now playing Medusa, and the player who was playing... Oh, no, excuse me, I take that back. The player who was playing Glitch is no longer playing Glitch, so Glitch is now an NPC. And the player who was playing Decker is now playing Medusa. So, kind of an interesting change there. We'll get to see Medusa kind of take some of the limelight now. But, let's talk about kind of where we're at. As you can see, we're hanging out in Brunton, in the Draconis Combine sector of space. So this is where we started in the new Roguetech campaign, and I'll show you what that looks like now here on the star map. So we are hanging out right here, and we started somewhere over in this area. I've traveled to a new system once or twice while kind of trying to get us back up to approximately the same level that we were at prior to the reboot, or the change in save files. So we're hanging out here in the Draconis Combine sector of space. We have a bunch of places we can explore. We can go over into Lyran Commonwealth space and everything like that. So we've got options, but for right now, that's where we are kind of physically located. As far as everything else, we are really low on cash. Our C-bills are down to under 50,000. And you can see that we are currently short by about 500,000 C-bills, so we have to fix that. Engineering-wise, I spent a fair amount of money on getting ourselves set up almost to the same extent that we were set up in the other save file. So we've got several repair and refit upgrades. We've got the training modules. We've got 2 mech bays. We've got 1 recreation upgrade. I need to do more of these. Morale is super important. And then we've got a couple of upgrades up here for the systems and support. I don't know that we're too far off from where we were. We might be missing one or two things, but more or less we're right where we were. As far as the mech bay goes, things are a little bit different. So, we have completely new mechs. I wasn't able to get any mechs that were even close to what we had in the previous playthrough. But that's fine. Basically, the kind of... hi, Chem.io? Is that Chem10? Chem10? Chem. Hi, Chem. Yes, this is the new 995 patch, or it's the newest one as of, like, 3 days ago. So unless they came out with the new one in the last 3 days, this is the newest patch for Roguetech. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. We're just doing a quick recap of kind of like where we are in the roleplay campaign now versus where we were prior to the reboot. So, mech-wise, the explanation is that we basically sold off the mechs that we had. Because we took 4 mechs out on the deployment in which everybody died or in which Rebel betrayed us. We got an insurance payout, because insurance is totally a thing in the year 3045 or whatever year it is. We got an insurance payout that helped us replace some of our mechs, and then we sold the Black Knight and whatever other mech we had in order to make up the difference and get the stable of mechs that we've got now. Chemlo, awesome. Thanks for the clarification there. I appreciate that. You're playing it as well. That's awesome. I only just switched over to this version, or this new version and patch, so it's still a little bit different for me because I was playing on, like, I think I was 3 or 4 versions behind for the longest time, and so there's quite a few differences in this build versus that build. So I'm still learning a couple of the nuances, but overall I really like the new version. It's really cool. There's some awesome stuff in here. Chemlo, you'll have to let me know what your preferred kind of lance makeup is. Do you prefer to go all assaults? Do you like to do like a mix? Personally, I like to mix it up a little bit. If possible, I like to have a heavy, a couple mediums, a light. But it kind of just depends on what the needs of the contract are, I guess. But anyways, so as far as what mechs we've got, we have the Akuma. This is an ASN KU, and it is our melee-focused mech. It's pretty cool. Sadly, because it is a modded mech, it doesn't actually have a sprite when you come into the mech bay, so you can't see what it looks like. But it's a melee mech. We've got a retractable blade, a flail, lower melee arm actuator, ++, articulated jump jets, which increase our sprinting distance, our walking distance to get them to the enemies faster. It's got a really heavy fusion core. We've got directional jump jets, which actually increase death from above damage and death from above accuracy. I have to actually make sure I use that. I haven't done that yet. We have 2 MML 5s, so multi-missile launcher 5s. These are basically medium-range missile launchers. Technically, they can launch at extreme range, but the damage falls off the further away you are, so it's not really worth to shoot from far away. But these guys, combined with our ER medium laser, our pirate ER medium laser, I should say, give this mech some good mid-range damage potential. And also, oddly enough, this ER medium laser also gives us enhanced melee damage. So it increases the base melee damage by 6, which is kind of cool. So all in all, really good melee mech. It doesn't do a lot of damage in melee, but it's got good speed. It does good damage, not great, but good damage in melee, and it's got good medium range options as well. So I like this mech a lot. 2 to 3 mediums and a heavy. Yeah, I can see that. I find that once you get into the point where you're playing with nothing but assault mechs, it gets kind of boring for me. I like being able to viably mix my lance up and have mechs that kind of specialize in different things. But that's me. So next we've got our Wolverine, our cool little orange and blue paint scheme going on here. The Wolverine is a laser-focused build at the moment. He may get an upgrade later, but for right now, he's got 2 large pulses, a medium laser, a small pulse, a TTS energy that increases his accuracy a little bit, and he's got an awesome jump distance. So he's very mobile, really good, like mid-range, kind of center of the battlefield control mech. So I like using him for that. Then we've got the Jaeger mech. This one's new. I haven't gotten this one out on the field yet, but it's replacing the old Black Knight effectively. And this guy is loaded down with 4 medium lasers, an LRM-10 and an LRM-5. Sadly, I don't have any better LRMs at the moment, so this is the finger that I'm poking in the dam to replace the loss of the Katyusha in our old save file. So I know it's not anywhere near the same as the 2 LRM triple pluses we had on that bad boy, but we just kind of have to deal with it. Good durability, good heat efficiency, great good firepower. All around, this guy's going to be a really important part of the Lance once we get him on the field. We've got an Enforcer here. He's a pretty basic Enforcer, all lasers. Don't really have any good ballistic weapons to fill in his ballistic hardpoint, so I just went max lasers with him. Good heat efficiency, okay movement, good durability, so he's a good kind of middle-of-the-road mech. Picked up a Hunchback recently. This guy, I focused on SRM-6, or 2 SRM-6 launchers, and 3 medium lasers. I'd love to get some more medium lasers in there because he's got so much more capacity for them, but he just doesn't have the heat management or the tonnage to facilitate. So at the moment, this is where he is. We've got an Assassin. It's another ASN, which is really kind of a cool little mech. Super fast for a medium, got decent durability, and he's able to just kind of fly in, like, not fly in, but sprint in behind enemies and shoot at their rear arcs with his SRM-4 triple plus and his 2 small pulses. And then finally, we've got a pretty standard Jenner 7F. It's a little laser boat, high movement, decent durability for a light mech. Heat efficiency suffers a little bit. This is probably the first mech we're going to phase out. In fact, we might phase it out now and cannibalize some of its pieces for the Hunchback to make it a little bit more viable. But that's what we've got to replace our old stable. As far as barracks go, we've got most of the same pilots. We have Behemoth,
Yes, Commander.
Decker, Glitch, Medusa,
Waiting for orders.
Succubus.
Waiting for orders.
Slight different profile image here, but that's just the way it kind of worked out. And we've got Von Cobra, which is that is GV. So the pilot from the previous save file named GV. This is his actual last name, or at least that's what we're going with from the narrative perspective, because I couldn't find GV to hire him. So we decided to go with GV. The GV is his initials, V is Von Cobra, his last name, so that's what we're going with. We've got a few other new additions, new recruits after we lost Rebel, Strider, and Phantom. We picked up Big Sly. He's a pretty average, kind of all-around mech pilot at the moment. We haven't quite figured out how we're going to build him out other than giving him tactics. Kestrel, he is a newbie. Pretty low skills and whatnot, but he's slowly gathering XP through the training simulator, and he'll just be filling in along. He and Big Sly will just be kind of filling in where filling in where we find holes whenever we deploy a lance. So if one of our main pilots is out due to injury or whatever, our NPC pilots will jump in. We've also got Glitch as an NPC pilot. You may have seen her in action in the previous save file. She's still around. She's just a backup at this point. And same with Decker. So these 4 here, Big Sly through Kestrel, are NPCs, and then everybody else are our kind of player character pilots, and they're going to be the main ones that we bring out on our contracts. Having said that, let's talk a little bit about one of the coolest things about the new Roguetech version. It basically has, now see, this is, okay, that stuff is all new to me. The store is now basically a persistently online, like, multiplayer thing. So basically it refreshes every so often, and the way it works is that every time a player goes out on a contract, a player who's connected and playing online goes out on a contract, and they, finish the contract, they get their salvage, everything that they don't take away from that salvage list ends up here in the loot table in the shop in some capacity. So we've got like awesome pieces sitting around. We've got a Banshee and Bushwhacker and Griffin pieces. A couple LRM-15s. I actually wouldn't mind picking those up for our Jaeger. Oh, those are actually really good LRM-15s too. Okay, well, I might have to try to pick those up because that'd be nice to kind of replace some of that stuff. Pirate Rotary AC-2. That would probably be kind of awesome. We've got Clan Endo Steel. That would be great to pick up, but this stuff is expensive, as you can see here. So there's no way I'm buying any of this stuff right now. But when we come back in later to buy something, what we wanted may not be here anymore. Because like I said, it refreshes every, I don't know what the time frame is, 15, 30 minutes, something like that. It's really cool because it keeps you guessing. It also means that you can find some really awesome stuff in the shop. As long as you can pay for it, it's kind of a good deal. But having said all that, this is where we're at. We are going back out on the first official contract now that the company has replaced our mechs and we've kind of gotten our pilots back in order. We're going to go ahead and check and see if anybody has experience from the training simulations or the training simulators. Let's go ahead and give Behemoth this level 5 in guts. It reduces heat generation by 5%. It's a pretty decent option. She usually runs the... I'm probably going to run her in the Wolverine, and because it's a laser heavy mech, it tends to build up some heat. So we'll go there.
Standing by.
Big Sly. I don't know what I want to do with you yet, so I'm going to hang on to your XP. Decker, I think we're going to go ahead and toss in level 5 gunnery so you can hit things a little bit more consistently when you are shooting.
Good to go.
Glitch. I don't want to spend any XP just yet. We'll hang on to what you've got.
Ready for order.
Kestrel. What do we need in that lance? I think we need another shooter. Yeah, I'm going to go with piloting. Yeah, I'm going to go with piloting for right now. And then next we'll upgrade him in gunnery, and we'll go the gunnery piloting path for him.
Mech warrior training complete.
Yes, Commander.
Medusa. You don't have any XP to spend. You're actually going to be on the bench right now anyways.
Commander?
Succubus, we're definitely going with piloting here because we want you to be really good at hitting stuff. Something I realized when I was kind of looking through this new save file and playing through some of the missions is that they switched up the effects of the pilot abilities. So level 5 piloting is no longer the extra point of evasion. That is actually ending up in level 6 or level 5, 6, 7, 8, level 8 piloting. So you have to level up piloting a lot more to get to that extra pip of evasion. Instead, they swapped that with Ace Pilot, and actually, I don't think it even does the extra pip of evasion anymore. It doesn't. Sorry, I'm crazy. So, Ace Pilot now takes the place of the old Evasive Movement perk, so that you can shoot and move, or move and shoot as an Ace Pilot. So it gives you a little bit more versatility in a fight. The next ability for piloting is kind of a cooldown ability that you activate, and you know, it gives you +2 to evasion. You take 25% less stability damage and stuff like that. So it kind of is a one-time boost to your evasion rather than a constant buff, basically, from the old ability. They've also changed out the way that the guts skills work. So Juggernaut now braces after melee and DFA, and a successful melee attack will knock your target back one initiative phase. So they basically took the old Juggernaut and I forget what the other one was and smushed them together into one ability, which I think is great. And then the next ability is Berserker. So it's again a cooldown attack, and I think that's kind of the pattern they followed for all of the level 8 piloting abilities, is that they're now cooldown abilities that you trigger them, or you proc them if you want to get super nerdy and gamer speak. You proc the ability, and it gives you a bonus for a short period of time, and then you have to wait several turns before you can use it again. So, haven't gotten to any of them. We're building up to that. But I'm not sure what I'm going to go with for succubus here. I think for right now, I'm going to go with the level 7 piloting for the increased melee hit and sprint. And then from
Training
there, we'll
confirmed,
probably level up
Commander.
Guts and probably go Berserker on her, but we'll figure that out later.
Commander.
And then Von Cobra here, or GV, we are still leveling tactics for him. We want to get to sensor lock at a certain point. So we'll be able to get there after a few missions, hopefully. But for now, we don't have any more XP we're going to spend on him. Actually, maybe give it... No, we're not going to do that. I also gave him piloting so that he's able to kind of, you know, flit around the battlefield. I want to get him up to level 7 piloting, level 6, level 7 piloting, so he has the extra sprint and all that stuff as well. But he usually runs the Assassin, which is already pretty fast and evasive, so... Alright. That's it. That's enough. No more pre-work. Let's actually get into it. So, we are going to go ahead and do whichever missions kind of look enticing to us. Starting off, I think we've got a few 1 skulls. We've got a couple of 2 skulls. If you hear a dog barking in the background, I do apologize. That's our neighbor's Chihuahua. Thank you, my love. So we've got some 2 skull missions. Now, one thing I will say is that in the previous save game, the previous version, we were playing on an easier difficulty level, and I found it to be almost a little bit too easy, especially for some of the higher skull missions. This has fixed that. I still dropped the difficulty down by 1 because there are going to be some episodes where the story I'm seeing kind of dictates that, you know, our pilots are going in at less than their best. You know, maybe they're hungover, or, you know, maybe they've got a vendetta against one of the enemies, and so they're going to be really focused on that person, kind of ignoring good tactics. Things like that. Things that are going to make missions a little bit more interesting and introduce that roleplay element. So I did drop the difficulty down another 1 level coming into the new reboot, and it is definitely not as easy as the previous version. I've run into, even on an easier difficulty level, on I think it was a half skull or a 1 skull mission, I did run into an assault mech and a heavy mech, along with 2 other full lances of mechs. So it doesn't pull any punches, even though I'm playing it on easy. I'm sure I know there's another streamer that watched last time. He was talking about how he plays it on the hardest difficulty, and he's taking his light mechs up against assault mechs, and he's winning and stuff like that. Kudos to you, man. That's not the way that I like to play. That's more stressful than it is fun for me, so we're doing it this way. So if you're looking at this going, man, these enemy lances are a little bit weaker than I'm used to, maybe, but that's just because you're better than me. It's all good. So, we're going to go ahead and jump in, and we've got some options. I think we could probably tackle this aggressive negotiations mission and pick up a really good payday. Alternatively, we've got a defend base mission here, which is almost 2 million C-bills. That'll definitely get us out of this little financial hole. Question is, do I think that this is the best mission for us to take? It's unfortunate because we've got actually a bunch of... we got assassinate, battle, assassinate, and these are all really low salvage missions, which stinks because those are usually the ones where you get the best enemy mechs and you get the best salvage out of them, but we're limited in what we can take away from it. So let's go with aggressive negotiations. I think we can still get... How many days do we have to the end of the month? Hold on. Sorry, one moment. 26 days. Oh yeah, we can definitely pick up a couple different contracts. So I say we go with aggressive negotiations. Let's go with the... I'm going to go with not quite max salvage, so I'm going to go with the 2 picks and 8 total pulls, because the 2 random pulls are probably going to be some kind of ammo or junk pulls anyways, and by doing this, we actually pull in about 2,500 more 250,000 more C-bills this way. Not quite, but right around there. So let's do that. I think that's going to be our best bet. We'll still get a couple salvage pulls. We'll get some decent cash. It's at least enough to pay for the next financial report. And then going into it, we can pull another mission and go from there. So let's launch. Now, question is, Decker come out, Medusa come in. Who do we want to put in? Oh, we want Succubus in the Akuma because she's our melee pilot and this is our melee mech. So Medusa's actually out for the moment because he was injured. So let's go ahead and let's get Glitch in here in the Enforcer. And let's actually take the Enforcer out and let's try the Hunchback. Oddly enough, the Hunchback has less armor than the Enforcer, which is not what I expected. Well, I guess with that durability rating, it does make sense. Or do we want to pull in... I mean, do we want to pull in the Jaeger mech? It's an assassinate mission. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's take out... Yeah, let's take him out of there. And let's put him in the Jaeger mech. So, I think that'll work well. It's kind of a different experience for... Actually, no, hold on. Behemoth is the mech that canonically in the game has experience in heavy mechs. So we're going to put her in the Jaeger. And then we will give the Wolverine, because it's got okay movement. Yeah, we'll give the Wolverine to Von Cobra so he can kind of stay further back with the large lasers, and then we'll keep Glitch in the Hunchback. So let's deploy with this. I think this will work. So Kemlo, if you're still tuned in, first off, thank you very much for doing so. Second off, how'd you find us? Was it just random search for different live streams, or did it come up some other way? I'd love to know. Also, if you stream Roguetech, let me know what your channel is, and I'll go check it out. I'll give you a follow, all that stuff. Alright, having troubles with Kurita here in Broughton for months now. Our negotiations with them have been stalled by a stubborn Curitan diplomat. If we are removed from the equation through a random attack by bandits, we might be able to make some headway. Commander, this isn't likely to be resolved by one dead diplomat. Situations like this are good for repeat business. Thanks, Darius. Really cynical of you, but thanks. We'll take advantage of this situation, you know? We're not here to make friends. Oh, you don't stream? That's fair. Honestly, I didn't stream either for a long time, and then I figured, what the heck, right? And I've been having fun with it. It's different. It's got its own challenges. And of course, I'm trying to mix in the roleplay thing, which requires like coordination and planning ahead and all that stuff. So it's been an interesting exercise. Let's just put it that way.
This place isn't so bad, right?
This is an interesting map. I don't know that I've played this map before. Looks like we've got some really deep water there. And then we've got a little like bridge leading up to a walkway, or not really a walkway, more like I guess a natural bridge of some sort. Looks like we can go up high up here on the left, take high ground, or we can kind of skirt around this rock formation here. I kind of like sticking around in the water just because it means my heat is not as bad as it could be, but that's me.
Ready for orders.
Standing by.
Let's go ahead and get Succubus up here into the trees, see if we can't get eyes on these things and see what we're dealing with.
We've got an unknown on sensors.
Alright, getting some enemies in sensor range. What do we got? We've got 3 turn 3 mechs, assuming none of them were turn 4 mechs that reserved. And then so we've got reinforcements over there, the escort there, and the diplomat there. So we've already got some stuff going on. All right. So it looks like they reserved again. That's fine. Let's get the... I'm actually going to get the Wolverine way up here up top to take advantage of this high ground. We can get Von Cobra into these trees for a good vantage point. But like I said, this Wolverine just has insane jump distance for a medium mech. At least as far as I'm concerned, it's insane. I don't know, maybe other people have mechs that can fly across the map or whatever, but as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty darn good. Alright.
Good to go.
Let's get Glitch up here. We're going to keep her kind of hugging this rock face, so it's less likely she'll be able to take shots from that kind of enemy over here on the left. But she's got good evasion build-up and everything like that. I'm pretty happy.
An ambush, this is where I'd put it.
Got it.
Okay.
No shooting, just running.
Ultimately, I'd like to convert the Jaeger mech over kind of fully into a missile boat, but I need the LRMs to do that, so hopefully that'll happen in the next couple of missions where I can replace those medium lasers and those rocket launchers and upgrade the LRMs that we've got. Those 2 LRM-15s that were available in the store were kind of tempting, but I just can't afford them. Alright, so we've got a Stinger here. It uses a miniature Black Knight model. So it's a new light mech added in by the latest patch. They're quick, they're squirrely, they're not particularly, dangerous, but any mech can be dangerous under the right circumstances, right? That guy shot at least 1 medium. He might also be a Stinger or another light mech. So yep. So we got 3 lights. 1 up here on the hill, these 2, and then we've got whatever's coming at us from the reinforcement group. So we'll see what we get, and see how we're going to deal with it. Most likely we're going to deal with it by getting Succubus up in its face and punching it. But maybe not. I mean, maybe we'll melt armor with lasers and then, follow up with some missiles from Glitch or something like that. Who knows? I leave myself options, Let's not put ourselves into a box.
Waiting for orders.
Okay. Succubus actually can get up here and attack this Wasp. Now, it's got low armor, so anywhere I hit... this thing's probably going down. You get right down to it. But I'm okay with that. As a light mech, I don't particularly care for light mechs of this variety. There are a few light mechs I'd be happy to pick up, but... And there we go. Succubus with the one-shot. Running up there, smashing the Wasp. Big rolled-up newspaper. And he's down for the count, so easy as that. Let's go ahead and get... Ooh, a Trebuchet. Let's go ahead and get Von Cobra up here to the top of the hill, kind of right on the edge. In that tree cover, like I mentioned. And then let's see what we've got. He's got a nice vantage point, actually. Build a nice little vacation spot there. Look out over the water. Very romantic. But he's got decent shots on the Stinger. Okay shots on the Firestarter. Okay. And okay shots on the Trebuchet, who is oddly enough running a very similar build to our Hunchback. So the 2 of them should meet, talk about their shared hobbies, and then blow each other up. So I'm actually not going to shoot at the Trebuchet at the moment. Let's see if we can't bring him in a little bit closer. I'm going to go ahead and shoot at this Stinger here, because it looks like he's trying to come around to our back, to our rear arc, and flank us. So I'd rather he not do that. So let's turn off this small pulse. We'll save a little bit of heat, I think this should be enough to inconvenience
Target
us.
locked. It's go time.
This is almost everything. Took out a leg, took out an arm, took out a torso, and
think I
he's
hit
knocked
something
down,
good.
so he's at 2 out of 4 health, so I'm not saying that he is out of the fight, but at the very least, he's not going to be bothering us next turn. So, I'll take it. Yeah, that was a good result. He still has his medium laser, though, so he still has his main weapon.
What can I do for you?
What can you do for me? Let's get you up here.
Got it. Max speed.
We're gonna
Don't
have
shoot
Glitch
me.
run up and pick on the little guy that's been knocked down. She can actually fire at multiple targets, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and do this. This. Gonna have her fire these at the little guy, and then we're gonna have her fire the SRM 6++s at this guy. And actually, that's not too bad as far as heat buildup goes. I thought it would be a lot worse than that.
Uh-huh.
I will take it. Boom. Nice. Stinger is out. We don't have to worry about him anymore. And then on the next turn, we should be able to have the Trebuchet and Glitch kind of spar it out a little bit. Oh, look. Like I said, the two should meet, discuss their hobbies, their shared
Nice
interests,
try.
and then blow each other up. It's a match made in heaven.
Orders. Aye, aye.
I don't know what it is, but this newest patch, I run into that problem a lot where I go to click to kind of see like what my shooting options are, and that first click on the spot like will move me automatically, and it drives me crazy. I can't complain too much, but it's still annoying. Can't do much with the Jaeger mech from way back here. Fire some missiles. Alright, nothing spectacular, but decent number of hits out of 20 LRMs. We still have this little lance over here coming. Okay, so one of them's got a large laser. Probably a commando of some sort. Possibly a... there are actually, in this newest version, there are a couple light mechs that do run large lasers, so who knows what that is. I'm willing to put money on commando, but I'm not guaranteeing that. Alright. Firestarter's picking a fight with Succubus,
Barely hit, Commander.
which is an interesting choice.
Commander?
Let's go ahead and have Succubus gently coax the Firestarter into sleep. Alright.
That hit something good.
Yeah, this guy's gonna be in trouble. Whoa, PPCs! No, don't like. Do not like. No bueno.
Got something you want done?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get,
Don't
let's
need to
get
tell
Glitch
me
over
twice.
here, into the water. It'll help kind of bleed off some of this heat. Oh yeah, barely any heat increase as a result. Let's go ahead and...
Commencing Alpha Strike.
Nice! Yes! That's
Should've run
fantastic.
when you had the
Engine
chance.
destroyed, ammo explosion. Trebuchet just down. Just gone.
Good to go.
For those of you who weren't here for the previous live streams and stuff like that, the in the Storium game, the folks decided that that was called glitching it, where the young and inexperienced pilot fires all of her weapons and manages to obliterate the opponent in one volley. She managed to pull stuff like that off a number of times, so it's been pretty awesome. Alright, pilot ejected. These guys are gone.
What's up,
Now,
Fox?
the only possible complaint that I have with this is that our loot table is going to be polluted with a bunch of garbage.
Copy
but-
that.
You know, what can you do? Even garbage sells, so, I mean, I guess we'll get C-bills out of it if nothing else. Had to check to make sure my mic was on, because every once in a while I have that moment of panic where I'm like, I've been talking the last 10 minutes, and nobody can hear me. But luckily that's not the case. So we've got a flea and a flea. Oh no, it's a flea infestation.
Standing
Not a
by.
fan. Let's get Succubus up here. Let's do this.
Quick stepping it.
We've also got another Trebuchet 5S and a Cicada 3DA. So Cicadas are fun mechs if you like mobility. He's the one running the PPC. The 5S Trebuchet is the exact same loadout that we just saw. The Flea, man, these Fleas for such a small, it's 20 tons. And look at the kind of weaponry it's running. Like, that's insane. Granted, it sacrifices that by not having any weapons. But still, it's pretty impressive. Mad respect, buddy.
Critical hit, Commander.
Alright, so he should have taken out a couple of his weapons at the very least. He actually had quite a few weapons, so I'm glad we targeted him first. Now, we still haven't seen
I
any
hear ya.
sign of the actual assassination target. So I'm curious what's going to go
On my way.
on with that guy. I'm going to multi-target, and I want to fire him, and him, and I'm going to do my SRM6s against the little guy, because hopefully I can hit that center torso and crit it.
Got it.
And then, I'll take that, I guess. Oh, it's a head. Nice. Nice. Glitch managed to headshot the first, well, the second flea, I guess, and then finished off. Overall, I'm happy with this Hunchback design. The only complaint I've got about it is how hot it is, but I can't do much about that right now, so I will just live with it. Dang it, it did it again. That's fine. Let's go ahead and
Engaging target.
reach out and touch this trebuchet. I can't believe 2 of those missed. That's okay.
Waiting for orders.
Now Behemoth. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. So let's get her in there, and let's see what she can manage with those LRMs. I really gotta get those LRMs
Copy that.
upgraded. Hopefully those 15s will still pick a couple up.
Mech warriors, show 'em what
Basically
you
just kind
got.
of tickled him a little bit. Didn't even really scratch much of his pain off. But that's okay. Oh! Flea getting lucky with a
Light
with that
damage.
large laser.
Holding firm.
Kind of impressive. Wait a second. We got another mech operating in turn 4? What is
Commander?
that thing? Oh! Ho-ho, really? You know what? Let's give it a try.
Acknowledge.
I don't death from above nearly often enough. It's a lost art, really. Nice. Good shot. Or good jump. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Bet that hurt.
Nice. Alright, so the death from above definitely worked out. Those articulated jump jets are pretty awesome. I'm definitely going to have to make more use of those. But now the trebuchet is going to come around and shoot us at the back. With all of our evasion, still managed to hit us. That's kind of annoying, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Reporting. Serious armor loss.
We've got the rest of this in
What's up,
the
boss?
bag. So let's go ahead and move Von Cobra over just a tiny bit. We will finish off. What the heck? Let's just go for it. Make sure it dies. That medium laser, man, I'm telling you, no matter what the percentage is, it misses most of the time. And boom. There it is. Gone. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the flea anymore.
That's a kill.
So now let's get
Waiting on you,
Glitch
Commander.
in. Whoop, sorry. crazy camera control going there. Let's get glitch down here. We're gonna shoot at this trebuchet in the spine. And oh, just barely. Let's go ahead and take that off.
Hey, buddy! Behind you!
Destroyed a heat sink. At the very least,
Yeah!
inconveniencing
Critical
him.
hit!
Commander.
Let's go ahead and get Behemoth and the Jaeger mech up here. I'm rushing her forward because I want to get her into the water over here so that we can kind of stand on this edge and engage this guy from the water to deal with any possible... Oh, wow. Okay, so never mind. I was going to say deal with any possible heat issues, but apparently that's just not a problem, so...
Affirmative.
Which, don't get me wrong,
Hostile
is a
removed.
problem that I'm happy to have. It just means I need to adjust my approach a little bit. Oh, what the heck was that? Pirate's Bane. What are we working with here? What is
Reporting minimal damage.
Locust PB? 4 small lasers, 2 machine guns, running XL engine and endo steel. Double heat sinks, Guardian ECM, huh. Interesting. I would not have expected this to be the assassination target.
I'm here.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not like... I'm not trying to talk smack about it, it's just not what I expected. Let's get Succubus over here, kind of threaten him. I want her to put the pressure on it. I would love to figure out how I can...
Target damaged. Concentrate your fire.
Love to figure out how I can pick up on some of its cool components, but I just don't know if that's possible. No, that was
Ha! Send me a
unfortunately
real
accurate.
opponent.
Alright, let's try this one more time.
Uh-huh.
Get it behind it. Turn on everything. Man, I love being in the water.
All weapons are go!
Oh, wow. I'm surprised that did not die. Oh, it's so close. Alright. Alright, fine.
Standing by.
How far out can you get? You know what?
Ready to
You
get
have
it on.
expert pilot, so you can actually shoot and then move. I'm actually not too terribly worried about him overheating. Because he's a laser mech, he's not going to have any ammo explosions. He might just be hanging out up in the trees on high ground, you know, shut down
Target
for a
acquired.
turn. It's not the end of the world. So let's go ahead and do this. We're not going to tempt fate. I'll just go ahead. Okay, so torso gone, arms
Kill
on,
confirmed,
pilot
Commander.
ejected. I'll take it. And now he can move, which means now I can come down here into the water with a graceful swan dive. And we managed to bleed off some heat with that
Good
too.
to go.
Nice. Man, the heat generation on this Jaeger mech, I'm actually really pleased with it. It could have been a lot worse. Sometimes I think the heat management on a mech is good, and then I bring it out in the field and it's not. So it's a pleasant surprise to have that turned on its head. Let's go ahead and let's knock him back one. And actually, I should have thought about that earlier. I'm not going to use offensive push to knock him back one in the initiative order because he would just go first in turn. So it doesn't make much sense. We'll go ahead and do it this way. We took out one of his
Solid connection on
arms,
that
which
one.
means nothing, I think, for this guy. I don't think it even took out any of his weapons. Yeah. Now, the thing I'm really worried about with this guy is that he is going to turn around and bail on us.
That could have been worse.
I've had that happen a few times
Commander.
with... Can I get any... I can't really. Okay. I want to get the Wolverine into a better position, so I'm just going to jump him and brace him for right now. But what I've had
Waiting for
happen
orders.
is I've had assassination targets basically trigger, like it triggers their programming to try to bail out and like evac from the mission, and it does it, and they're literally within one move of their extraction point. So it gives you that notification at the beginning of their turn. They get up and they run to the extraction point, and mission over, you fail, which I can't stand. But I'm going to go ahead and defensive push. I'm not so much worried about hitting him. It's mostly the initiative degradation that I'm going for
More
here.
time in the simulator.
Because
Yes,
this
Commander.
way I can actually kind of manipulate the initiative
Location
next round
confirmed.
so that he goes dead last, giving us another round of turns for everybody to kind of figure out how we're doing. So that was right on. That's awesome. Okay. I really don't want to destroy this guy's torso. I don't know why I aimed for the torso earlier now that I said that. I think at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to just focus on aiming for the legs.
Location confirmed.
I want to try to leg him so he can't run easily, and then either knock him down to deal damage to him, or
Roger that.
ideally take out both of his legs. Okay, heatsink double destroyed.
That.
So he's acting on turn 2. How am I going to do this?
Commander. Acknowledged.
So let's get Von Cobra up here. And I'm going to turn off the larger weapons. And we're going to go for the legs again.
Firing
Luckily,
on
he's
target.
got high chance of like actually hitting on his called shots. Assuming he hits with the shots to begin with. Sadly, that did not happen, but that's okay.
Failed to connect.
I hear ya.
We're going to keep the SRM-6s turned off because they've got too much splash damage, and I really don't want to mess around with that. There's no way we're going to get this engine. We're going to hit his left torso and blow it up, I guarantee it.
Time to die.
Or I could just keep missing. I guess that's
That would be
also a
a miss.
possibility.
Reading you. Move order received.
I mean, I guess at this point, if we do accidentally hit that torso, it's not the end of the world. We still get an endo steel out of it, which I'm okay with. But I really would like to just take out its
Firing.
leg. Ah, damn it! Like I said, I could have
That's
tried to
a
run
kill.
around it from the far side, but I mean, we had just as much chance of blowing up that side or that torso as well.
Mission
And
successful.
either way would have worked the same as it blew up the XL engine. So that's okay. It's a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. We still get an endo steel out of it at the very least. And we might get some other... there might be some other cool components that we're able to pick up. But we picked up 650,000 C-bills. That's a nice dent in our debt. No crits or anything like that. No structure exposed. Not sure who's going to get the endo steel, either the Hunchback or the Jaeger mech, but it's going to be one of those two. Fire starter. Trebuchet. Oh wow, lots of these trebuchet pieces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. We actually have a full trebuchet 5S there if we wanted it, but that's pretty unlikely, so. Where is the... Wait a second. Where's the endo steel? I know I didn't blow him up. Oh, come on, it didn't give it to me? Bogus. absolutely bogus. Well, the Guardian ECM is actually kind of cool, so I will grab that. And then it never hurts to have a fusion core, and that 250 fusion core is pretty good. So let's go ahead and toss that in there. Decent salvage value, and then what else do we get? All right. Fine. A little bit annoyed, but fine. Oh, geez, what am I thinking? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who's watching from the States. Or everybody who is from the States and is watching from another country, I suppose. Or even people from other countries. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too, whether you celebrate it or not. My wife and I are getting ready for our turkey cooking tomorrow. My wife is ceremoniously lighting ritual candles, I guess, for the turkey sacrifice. And she's praising Cthulhu, so things have escalated a little bit beyond what I anticipated. So we'll see how my turkey day goes, I guess. But let's check that store. Let's see if we can't pick up those... No! No! I took too long in the mission and the store recycled. So, what do we have? Anything good? Meh. Ooh, an exchanger ++. Minus 20 weapon heat generated, 9 heat per turn. These are actually really great for those mechs that are running a little bit on the hot side. XL gyro. Okay. Alright. Nothing there that I really want, which is a bummer, but that's just the way it works. So, it's cool. Let's pass some time, and then let's pick up another mission. Get that hunchback back in order.
The order you submitted is complete.
Get our mechs back in order, and jump right back into the next contract. So we've got enough to handle 1 month's worth of payments. I think it's worth picking up... this Holovid propaganda, the 2-star or the 2-skull version. It's a base defense. These can run a little bit long, but we can get 3 salvage pieces and, 750,000 C-bills. That's not a bad deal. So let's pick that up. I actually really liked that overall lance composition. Obviously, I wish the Jaeger mech was a little bit stronger in the missile department, but c'est la vie. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna run with it like this again. Let's get out there. We are technically a half skull under the skull rating on this guy, so we'll have to see how well we do. That was a 1.5 skull assassination, I want to say, and it was way easier than I anticipated it being. The 2 support lances were at low armor. The assassination target was a light mech, which is really unexpected, and not even a particularly well-equipped light mech at that. So that was a little bit, Sorry, my cat is freaking out playing with one of his toys. And it was adorable. But, yeah, good boy. Get it. Alright. So, yeah. We'll have to see if this one is significantly harder or not. Sometimes that jump in half a skull makes a big difference. Alright, let's get down there. You know what I never realized until just now? Is the Leopard, the dropship in those little loading screens, it actually adopts the same paint scheme that you give your mechs, because it had the metallic blue and metallic orange highlights that I put on my mechs. That's actually really cool. I wish I'd noticed that before. Okay, so we've got the enemy vanguard over there. We've got some vehicles that need to come in and reactivate the turrets. And if my previous experience in these
Commander?
missions is anything to go by, those things are going to be completely useless for the most part. In my experience, they have a tendency to
Roger,
basically start
Skipper.
shooting at the
Taking it.
least logical target possible. You know, the one that's on the other side of a barrier, in trees with maximum evasion. One of the turrets will sensor lock someone who's already knocked down, and then the other turret will shoot at the guy with max evasion instead of the guy that's been knocked down or target locked. I don't know. It's weird, but it's fine. I'll make it work. Okay. So we've got a few mechs over here. Looks like probably light mechs that reserved. I'll be completely honest, I'm not too worried about them with, what's her name? With Succubus going over there to kind of meet with them. She's going to go parlay with them. Let's put it that way. Whoops, that's not what I want. Let's jump Von Cobra back here. Actually, no, let's jump him here. Stay in the trees. Should have a decent line of sight on some of the mechs as they come in. I kind of just want him there picking at the enemies. Succubus is going to do most of the heavy lifting against this lance. What I want is my 3 heavier, beefier mechs to come up here and provide support against the reinforcement lances that are going to land probably right back here and right over on the other side of the base on turn 7, I think. I think it's turn 7.
Waiting on you, Commander.
So I'm gonna actually bring Glitch
On
over
my
here.
way.
She's gonna stay nice and relaxed. Leisurely little stroll up here at the top of the hill. So she's gonna hold off this western hillside. Von Cobra and the Wolverine is gonna hold off over here on the kind of south. Sorry, Glitch is gonna be over on the western hillside. Von Cobra is going to be, or GV I should say, is going to be protecting this southwestern hillside, and then Behemoth and the Jaeger mech is kind of just going to be hanging out in the center, going to whichever side seems like it needs the most help.
Orders.
And you know what? Ooh, those are terrible chances to hit. Never mind. I was going to say, oh, let's go ahead and just launch some missiles while we're here, but I don't think that's really worth. I don't think it's worth the missiles. So we're just gonna walk into the center of the battlefield and turn our backs on it in disdain. It's not even worth our time. Now, all this whole plan sounds great on paper, but when you get right down to it, it's not gonna work out that well. The fun thing about this version, I've noticed in the base defense missions, is that it becomes less about killing all the enemies, because it's actually relatively tough to do with your 4 mechs. Because you usually end up fighting 12 enemies total across the entire mission. So it's more about running interference enough that you can run down the reinforcement timer over here, this first objective, without them destroying any of the buildings, which is not always
Waiting
easy,
for orders.
but always fun. Let's go ahead and get Succubus over here to deal with this fire starter since he's within range. We're gonna punch him first. When she's done with him, she's gonna go deal with that wasp, and then she'll cross over to the other side of those rocks and she'll deal with the other 2 light mechs for this lance. So. Oh, nice. Alright.
That's a kill.
Succubus just one-shot of that fire starter from like pristine, full armor to engine destroyed in 1 melee attack. And the Wasp is understandably getting the hell out of there. So that's great.
Good to go.
Hold on a second. Saw him from somewhere. There we go. Again, I'm not really worried about getting
On my way.
GV in a great position to take these shots. He's kind of here just to keep an eye on people and, you know, take pot shots as the opportunity presents itself. But check out that heat. 2 large pulses, as long as he's not moving too far or jumping, 2 large pulse lasers with no heat buildup. I'm pretty happy with that. That's awesome. Nice. Crit the machine gun, wear down some of its armor.
Reporting critical hit.
So, more importantly, we've got eyes on it, which means that our allies can shoot at it, and Succubus will be able to get in there and melee it on the next turn. Unless, of course, we get rid of it, in which case she doesn't have to worry about it. She can go elsewhere. And, of course, my cats are having a complete spaz attack. So I do apologize if you hear a bunch of thumping and running around in the background. That's them.
Waiting for orders.
Let's go ahead and get Glitch involved at the very least. She
Don't
won't.
need to tell me twice.
She won't go crazy on this guy. But matter of fact, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna save our SRMs for when the real fight happens. Let's just. Whoops. Wait a minute. I thought I turned those SRMs off. My bad. Well, we hit it with a couple SRMs. That's fine. Another Wasp, Stinger. So this is just a Scout Lance. It's just a bunch of lights coming up here, poking at the buildings. We're actually going to need to take them down fairly quickly, though, because I don't want them to.
Commander.
I don't want them to do too much damage to the buildings. So let's get Behemoth there. I'm going to turn off all that, and we're just going to do mediums.
Engaging.
All right, a couple of decent hits. I'll take it. Just softening them up. Next round, we'll clean these guys up the rest of the way, and then we'll be in a much better spot. So this Wasp continuing to come in. See, this is interesting for them because normally in this mission, the Scout Lance doesn't come this close to the base. But I guess it does make sense when you get right down to it. They're light mechs, they've got short-range weapons, they're not that effective from where they first spawn in. So they have to get closer. It's good that they're not shooting at the buildings, it's not so good that they're hitting us, because that's less armor we have to deal with the heavier guys that are coming next turn. Or next round, I guess, sorry. That guy's running 4 small lasers.
Ha! Send me a real
Now,
opponent.
we should, I'm going to reserve here, because now our
Acknowledge.
allies should get to where they need to go in order to turn on the turrets, and then the turrets will get to do some shooting. They might sensor lock, they might do some other stuff, and that'll make it a little bit easier for my mechs to get in there and do some damage. Oh, there we go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, so managed to take out one of these guys, or knock him down at the very
Standing
least.
by.
Oddly enough, Succubus is in a position that she's not normally in. She got left behind. Everybody bailed on her. So, we're going to have her run up. She'll finish off the Wasp that's laying on the ground. And then she'll be actually closer in, so she'll be in a better position to react to these guys that are about to spawn in here in a second. So let's just go ahead and go for center torso. You know, let's actually go side torso. That medium laser, man, I'm telling you. Anytime I've got a mech that only has 1 medium laser, no matter what its percentages are, it misses. I don't know why, but that's the
Waiting
way it
for
is.
orders.
Got something you want done?
Now, we do get a bonus if we manage to destroy the enemy vanguard, so I'm going to try to get that in. I know I'm kind of deviating from the plan a little bit, but I mean, that's how the drama happens. So, we'll move in, take the shots at this guy, should take him out.
Locking in
And
all
my
weapons.
cat has decided to play Cliffhanger. He's at the highest part of the frame that he could possibly get to. I could. I will say he's at
That's
least
the way
adorable
we
when
do
he
it.
does it, so it's all good.
Good to go.
Moving
Let's get
fast.
glitch in behind this little stinger dude. Firing at it from its rear arc, we should, even if we don't have like fantastic chances to hit, he's got low enough armor, we should be able to do some damage.
Firing
let's-
everything I've got.
Ouch.
Standing by.
That was an unfortunate result, I won't lie.
Location confirmed.
Alright. Behemoth in the Jaeger mech.
Roger.
Lay down some more medium weapons fire, or medium laser fire. Managed to expose some structure. He's kind of freaked out. All of our turrets are going now. Boom! Alright, first turret. Managed to take him out. So, enemy vanguard done. Now we've got enemy reinforcements coming in. All 4 of our mechs are in a good position to divide up and kind of tackle the enemies depending on our priority list. We've got the Wolverine and Succubus over here on the left-hand side, so they're going to come and deal with this group of 4 over here. And then we've got the Jaeger mech and the Hunchback on the left-hand side. So they're going to come and deal with these 4 that are down the hill. Now, sadly, these guys who just spawned in are immediately attacking the buildings. So it's kind of annoying, but I mean, I guess that's kind of so it makes the whole thing difficult. So we've got 3 turn 4 enemies. Looks like a couple of them might be vehicles, and they're LRM-based vehicles. So luckily, because they're vehicles, they're fairly easy for us to deal with. We also have 1 turn 3 enemy that's over here in this little in this little group of buddies. Then we've got some turn 2 enemies. So it actually looks like this lance over here on the left is all vehicles. We've got 2 turn 2 mechs and a turn 1 mech over here. So this mech over here is a heavy lance. It's got a medium, 2 heavies, and an assault. So that's going to be fun. Von Cobra and Succubus are definitely going to have to get in there and deal with this.
Commander?
So let's get Succubus up here. She's going to have a good chance to hit these guys because they haven't moved yet. So we might as well take advantage of that. She excels in melee combat, so we'll take advantage of the easy shot at range when we've got it. So what have we got? Holy crap, that's not good. Okay, this guy's got upgraded weapons all around. I'd like that LRM 20++ when you get right down to it, so we'll have to see if we can pick it up. But he's got a Gauss rifle triple plus. He's got 3 medium lasers double plus. That's not good. The Vindicator 1A isn't too much of a threat. PPC, medium laser, small laser, LRM 5. And the Archer Arc 2K. That's okay. I like Archers. They're actually pretty cool mechs. 2 large lasers, 2 LRM 15s. So long range mech, or long range specialized mech. Let's see if we can't deal with this dude, the Vindicator. He's the turn 3 mech over here. I don't know what the other heavy mech is. Let's see if we can't put a decent amount of damage on him and either convince him to punch out or just generally inconvenience him. So let's do that.
Taking the shot.
Alright. Good damage. I'll take that for sure. Alright, we've got our little vehicle buddies sensor locking the enemy vehicles. I'll take that. They're going after the turret. Okay. They didn't manage to take it out yet. That's nice.
Orders.
Okay. Chibi doesn't have to get in super close to still be effective. He can shoot from way back here with his large pulses and call it a day. Let's turn off the medium laser.
Affirmative.
Low chance to hit anyways. And none of the large lasers hit either. That's kind of a bummer, but it's okay.
That's
He'll
the
make
thing.
up for it. Now we've got turrets going, taking a shot at the heavy metal, which I guess I can understand. I'm not quite sure. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't a turret. It was my other. It was our other vehicle,
What can I
APC
do for
dude.
you?
So.
Double time.
Let's get Glitch to sprint down here. We've got so many of these vehicles. I'd really like to try to take them out if we can. Luckily, he's got low armor on the sides. We are going to fire everything just to be safe. I want to and yes, we can. All right. So one Scorpion down. This Lance is now down to only 3 vehicles. Depending on how this next turn goes, I might have... Well, there goes the bonus for protecting all the buildings.
Friendly
That thing
structure
had
down, Commander.
a ridiculous number of LRMs, by the way.
What's up, Bob?
I'm going to have Behemoth come down here, take a shot
Going
at this
full throttle.
vehicle that's kind of further down the hill. Afterwards, I might have her turn around and run back the other direction to help support against the heavy lance that's on the other side. I don't want to leave Glitch totally by herself over here.
Got it.
So I don't know, maybe like as per the original plan. But we'll have to see. It's a catapult. Ugh. Man, they really are just hammering on these buildings. This is ridiculous. So one of my big issues with these missions is that the really heavy lances that do a lot of damage drop right next to the buildings, and they're able to just start shooting immediately. You can't do anything to try to like get in the way or protect it. So we might very well lose this mission if they just keep pounding on the. If they just keep pounding on the buildings. What's happening? Interesting.
It's go time.
See, not even we didn't even have all the turrets fire that time around. It's one of the reasons that the allied AI is so annoying. Sometimes it just decides not to do anything. Other times it shoots at the dumbest possible target. It's nice to have, but don't ever count on it doing something particularly useful. Alright, the Hunter came in closer, so at least he's focusing on the Hunchback and not on the buildings. Oh, Kemlo, the latest version was released today. Of course it was.
Standing by.
I love the mod and everything like that, but it's almost impossible to really keep up with it. They're constantly releasing new stuff. So I think we're gonna have Succubus come in and try to take out this Vindicator. She's gonna be super close to these other heavy mechs and whatnot, which is kind of scary, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Nice. Left arm destroyed,
Good, a
gyro
critical
crit twice, so it has no evasion left. Now hopefully this thing does something worthwhile. Yeah, it hit. Alright, cool. I'll take it. Heatsink destroyed, stability check pat. How? Oh, knockdown. There it is. Nice. Kemlo, do you happen to know what the changes were in the most recent patch? And was it a new version, or was it just a new patch?
Ready for orders.
Oh, now what do we do? This guy still has a PPC. He's still dangerous. Let's get Von Cobra or GV up here. You installed and then had to update it the next day. Ugh, that's annoying. I've definitely run into that in the past, so I know your pain. Let's see if we can't just take this guy's center torso out. And survey says yes, nice. Okay, so Vindicator off the field.
That's a kill.
So we've taken care of the medium mech in the heavy assault lance. So you know, progress. Our allies are putting down a little bit of damage on these guys, so that's good. I'm definitely not going to complain.
I hear ya.
Now, Glitch. How likely are you to hit this thing? You only do 42 damage in melee, so you'd have to hit it on the side to kill this one. Oh, there's no way you can kill this one. Let's have, because Glitch is starting to build up some heat, I actually wanted to get back here and be able to harass this really heavy tank. So I'm going to Vigilance her. And then I'm going to run her in. I'm actually going to run her in from this side. 92% chance to hit. Hopefully she's able to hit either the back arc or the side arc. Tanks take double damage from melee attacks, so it should blow it
Going
up.
toe to toe.
And of course she hits it on the front end, in which case she won't.
There's more where that came from.
Never mind, I take that back. Vital component destroyed. That's awesome.
Receiving you.
That is not going to do anything against that dude, so I'm not even going to bother. Sure, let's go ahead and take the shots. Some chances to hit. Put some damage on the hunter, hopefully take it out. She's able to do that and then move, so I'm going to start falling her back. I'm going to keep her focused in that direction and in the trees, but I want her to start making a little bit of progress back in the other direction. Ugh, that turret's done. Oh no, it's barely hanging on. It's barely hanging on. Okay. Whew. It's nice to know that that works against the enemies as much as it works against us. Okay, he's throwing a lot of LRMs. That's fun. Okay. I'm not sure what this guy has, but whatever it was, I'm glad he's not firing it at us. Oh god. Oh god, no. Oh god, why? Okay. It's never fun when an assault mech comes in melee as your medium mech. Luckily, Succubus just kind of stood there and took it like a champ. Okay, turrets are actually coming into their own and actually doing something now, which is great. So let's see if we can't kind of finish off these vehicles quickly so that we can bring these guys back up to the other side and try to deal with the threat we've got over there. Glitch.
Good to go.
So let's have, what is this guy working with? Oh, he's actually low armor, so that's awesome. I'm gonna have Glitch come over here. No, you know what? Taking the chance that one melee attack hits is too risky for me. I'm gonna fire from behind with the intention of, because it's the rear arc, it's lighter armor, it's lighter armor, it's easier to hit. Fire all our weapons. We should be able to cut through this and kill this thing.
Another hit like that and you're
Nope.
toast.
Didn't work out so well. Don't get me wrong, I'll take it. I'm not unhappy with the result because we did expose the structure. It just looks like our fire didn't focus where I thought it would. Nope, it actually hit over here. That's weird. But that's fine. We should be able to
Waiting
have
for orders.
what's her name, Behemoth, finish that off. So I don't like this at all, at all, at all, at all. Let's get Succubus over here to. First off, I'm gonna do that. Let's get Succubus over here to pick on the archer.
I'm there.
Alright, right arm destroyed. I'll take it. I don't know if that took out any of the weapons, but I'll take it. Knockdown. Perfect. Structure's all kind of messed up. Down to 2 of 3 damage. APC is still firing at the heavy metal, so that's great. I'll take that. And then he's bugging out. Yeah, get out of there, man. Let's not risk it. So I took out one of his large lasers. I think what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna get Von Cobra, or sorry, GV. I keep
Coordinates received.
messing that up. I'm gonna get GV up here. Oh, that didn't build up as much evasion as I thought. Oh well. And I'm gonna take out his left torso, or I guess that's his right torso. Wait, right, left? I don't know. Right torso. Yeah, I was right the first time. Let's do this. Added the Arctic Cheetah and another surprise smack. Ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Tweaks and bug fixes, new meshes, models, 995 patch 5. Okay, cool. So in that case, I should be able to download it and not have it completely invalidate my save file, which is what happened last time I tried. So I'll have to check it out. I'm always down for new mechs.
Yes, Commander.
Do I want to trust that we got this? Which way is this thing facing? It's facing that way. So it's facing with its...
Ready for orders.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get
On my way.
Behemoth up here to
Double
help
time.
deal with the heavier lance. I think they're the bigger threat right now. Thanks for the link there, Kemlo. I'll definitely check that out. I know they're constantly coming out with new versions and patches and everything like that. It's just it's kind of hard to keep up. All right, managed to take out the side torso, which
Target
took out
neutralized.
an XL engine, which is a bummer. But sometimes you gotta sacrifice that stuff in order to keep your people alive. Ah, no! Turret! You were so young and beautiful. Why? It's always a bummer when you lose the turrets, but, I mean, it's better than losing a mech when you get right down to it. Oh god, no. Oh no, 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 no. Ow. Okay. Nope. Not a fan. Don't like. Bad
I'm
touch.
taking internal damage.
This heavy metal really likes picking on Succubus right now. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna deal with that. Where is his Gauss rifle? Well, I mean, on the plus side, he's not bringing his Gauss rifle triple plus against us. So that's kind of weird. It's weird.
You got nothing, you hear me?
Reading you.
What does this guy have? Nothing in the center torso. Oh. I'm going to bring Succubus over here to make this attack. I'm really kind of hoping that the heavy metal isn't able to get to her. That's probably a little bit naive. This might have been a misstep. I might have got an ammo explosion, so that's great. He took some pilot damage as a result. He's also got max. His stability bar is maxed out, so that's a knockdown, which means now he's taking another pilot injury, so he's at 1 out of 3 health. New update every week or two. Yeah, I think I agree with that, Kemlo. They're pretty prolific with their modding and such, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it's just difficult to keep up with. All right, Glitch, you're going to continue hunting down this missile guy, because if we leave him alone, he's really going to be a pain in our keister. So let's there we go. There it is. We finally managed it. Glitch was like, alright, I'm not letting this guy get away again. And then she just unloaded everything moving. So, I'm a fan. I like this. This is good. Alright. And our APCs, our allied APCs, are actually doing the right thing. They're targeting the right enemies. Trying to take proper advantage of this whole, catapult being on the ground thing. So we're going to continue to do that. Hopefully we're able to make it, what's the word? Eject. That would be great. Ooh, do I want to take out the leg? You know, let's take out the leg.
Firing all weapons.
I know it's not going to be the most, crippling thing. Funny thing to say, blowing off its leg, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not going to... Oh, holy cow.
Target eliminated.
Yes. So, it had a heat exchanger, and we managed to crit it, which caused it to explode. It's considered an ammo explosion, which basically dealt the last point of damage to the pilot, thus incapacitating him. So, shooting the leg in that particular case was a good plan. Who knew? Okay, so we've got 2 enemies on either side. We've got a hunter tank here, which Glitch is going to continue hunting down and dealing with. And then we've got this guy here. So let's go ahead and bring Behemoth up in the Jaeger mech, and hopefully he'll realize that things are not looking particularly good for him. Now, is there anything I want to try to, scrape off this guy after I finish smashing him? He does have an XL engine, which I would really like to pick up. XL engine, and honestly, all of his weapons are good. Like the LRM 20 Plus, I would take that. So, I mean, let's just see kind of what we get. He's already active in turn 1, so he's already active very last in the initiative order. There's no sense in decreasing his initiative, increasing our initiative. Alright, he decided to stay over there and launch some missiles. I'm happy with that. He'll still get to move because he's got the ace pilot ability, but he's not coming in and trying to smack me in melee combat, so I'm okay with this. Alright, nice. Good job, turrets. Keep the pressure on. Okay, you can't hit worth beans, but keep the pressure on. Okay, we have to get up here and deal with this thing. Oh, yeah, that's fine. One of my other cats has decided to join me. Hello, Ayla. Have a seat. I'm happy to pet you. You just can't be noisy right now.
Waiting for orders.
Yeah, co-pilot. Let's not let this thing get too far away. I'm actually going to go ahead and run up. That actually gives me better chances to hit anyways. So let's just get right up in this thing's blind spot and see if we can't take it out. You're so fluffy, Ayla. Alright, and fingers crossed. That trademark glitch accuracy. Didn't manage to finish it off, but still managed to land a significant number of hits. I'm happy with that. Got those little APCs going over there doing their dirty work.
Here.
Let's attack from that side. I think that's for the best.
Move order received. Oh!
Alright.
Warriors!
Whoa!
Show 'em what
Whoa,
you got!
whoa. Okay, that was abrupt. So much for picking up the XL engine. What we did is Succubus ran in there, blew off its leg, its arm. I don't even know what limb she blew off. But whatever limb she attacked happened to also have the guy's LRM ammo. So her attack crit the ammo while also blowing off the limb, causing an ammo explosion, which took off the torso, which knocked the guy over. Oh, well, because of the torso loss, the XL engine was destroyed, so that automatically incapacitated the mech. So, yeah. We can't say that Succubus one-shotted an assault mech, because a few people did wear it down a little bit armor-wise, but she very nearly one-shotted an assault mech. So that's pretty
Standing
impressive,
by.
if I may say so. We're gonna have
Acknowledged.
GV bring the Wolverine back in this direction, and then we're just gonna brace him. We want to bleed off some of that excess heat that he's got.
Receiving.
So, and then we don't have to worry about excess heat with this Jaeger mech because
Double time.
I am
Let's
such
go.
an expert at building mechs that I knew its heat efficiency would be off the charts. At least that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to turn off my LRMs. We're going to go with the rocket launchers because, you know, we've got 81% with them. When are we ever going to have as good a shot? Not quite able to take it out with the
My
rocket
flamer
launcher.
is
That would have been
empty.
great. But the turrets are probably going to finish him off, so I'm okay with that. We don't have to kill everything on the board. We just have to help kill everything on the board. Yeah. Yeah. Good girl, Ayla.
Mission.
And that's successful mission number 2. Now you may notice that we're not really able to sneak in that third mission that we've been able to sneak in the previous episodes. Because of the slight increase in difficulty with this new version, each mission is taking a little bit longer. I have to be just a little bit more careful. So, you know, we get 2 missions instead of 3. That's not the end of the world. Now, we did take some damage with Succubus. That heavy metal did not want to let up the pressure for a couple of turns there. But even saying she got 3 mech kills, the Jaeger mech, got 1 mech kill but a number of assists. The Wolverine picked up 3 mech kills as well, and the Hunchback picked up 3 vehicle kills. So all in all, a great turnout for all of our mechs. Very pleased with that performance. Let's see if we can pick up anything good in the salvage. Now, we had an assault mech and 2 heavies. There should be something good in there. Whether or not we're able to grab it, that's really the major question. So we do have some LRMs. We got that LRM 20++. But it doesn't give us increased accuracy. And honestly, when I'm picking up an LRM, that's what I'm really looking for. Internal combustion engines. No, we don't want that. Go away. We got an exchanger++. I'm happy with that. A regular exchanger. Got a heat bank. A little bit less happy with that, but I might take it. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. I mean, yes. I'm actually picking salvage as opposed to shop, so I don't have to worry about this resetting. I just have to decide which one I want. I think I'm going to grab the exchanger++. These guys are really helpful. We can put this on the Hunchback, potentially, and that would really help us out. Otherwise, I don't know what I want to grab. I mean, the catapult is a good mech. This isn't a primitive variant, is it? No. Okay. Although we've also got the heavy metal pieces, the Highlander. These things are pretty awesome. but the likelihood of me running into another one is relatively slim, so I don't know how worth it that is as a salvage investment. You know what? I'm actually going to grab the fusion core. These things sell for a decent amount of money. They're really useful once we start banking bigger mechs. So I think I'm going to pick those up. And then we get 11 pieces of salvage. Let's just see what it gives us. Let's just check the random number generator. 1 catapult piece, 1 Highlander piece, 1 wasp, 2 regular LRM-20s, and we actually got the LRM-20++ in the random pull, so that's nice. Picked up an SRM-6++, medium, and 2 small lasers, and LRM ammo. I always get 1 piece of ammo, no matter what. So, all in all, pretty good pull. Total value 11 million C-bills on the salvage, plus the 870,000 or whatever we got from the mission itself. So that's going to put us well over $1 million. It's going to give us the ability to pay for 2 months worth of operations, and it just set us up a little bit better than we were before. So that's not a bad thing. I will do a quick check on the store just to see if there's anything else that's worthwhile. Otherwise, that'll kind of be it for this particular mission, or for this particular episode. If you are interested in checking out the roleplay side of things, you can do so at the link that I'm about to post in the chat right now. And this is for a website called Storium, where we host the roleplay behind-the-scenes stuff for this particular campaign. It's a great platform. If you wanted to play, you actually can. You basically would create a character. You would contribute to different scenes by like writing up what your move is and stuff like that. You can collaborate with the other players to involve them in whatever your moves are. It's a really cool system. And you can actually get a free account, which lets you play in up to 3 different games. So you could play it in the Battletech game and 2 others if you wanted to. But if you wanted to, you could go in, you can grab a pilot. We have a few different options available to me. Just message me through the game page itself, and I'll tell you who's available from the roster. So please check that out. It really is a lot of fun, and it kind of helps drive this whole thing. On top of that, please follow us here on Twitch. You can find our website in the banner up at the top, which has links to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram. We're going to be getting more active in the new year with our board game endeavors and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Give us a follow, check us out, all that stuff. Sales pitch officially over. Having said that, let's take a look at what's in the store, see if there's anything worthwhile to pick up. Ooh, hey, we got ourselves Black Knight pieces there, but no Black Knights. Can't afford it. Medium X Pulse Laser. Wow, SRM-4 Streaks. That's crazy. The clan version is really expensive. Okay. Nothing in there that I really particularly want, but we now theoretically have everything we need to turn that Jaeger mech into a legit missile boat, because we picked up an Artemis 4 targeting system. So, what that means, now we can't use it with other TTSs, which is unfortunate. Let me take a quick look at this bad boy. +2 accuracy with missile weapons just all around. +2 accuracy with indirect fire. I think we're going to take that out. We're going to put that in. Let's drop all this stuff real quick. I'm not going to save these changes. I just want to see what the difference is going to look like. So we've got Artemis ammo. We've got TTS for Artemis. So we're looking pretty good there. Let's go back to the weapons. Let's grab that new LRM 20++. Oh, yeah, no. We can't even really fit an LRM 20 on there. So that's kind of a bummer. I guess we could pump down the... We can't even fit 2 LRM 20s is what I was going to say. I don't think that's worth it, really. So we'll have to wait and see what we can do. Maybe we get like an ultralight gyro or something like that that reduces some tonnage. Maybe we get some endosteel and some ferrofibrous armor that reduces tonnage a little bit more. Maybe we're able to fit 2 LRM-20s on there, or maybe it's an LRM-20 and LRM-15, who knows. But that would actually give us a lot of indirect fire support options. As it is, I'm pretty happy overall with the Jaeger mech as it's performing now. If I can find a couple of LRM-10++s or something like that, I will happily put those in. But for the time being, we'll just have to see what we can find. Yeah, a couple of really successful missions. Next week, same time, same place, we will be actually going into the first mission that is being driven by the Storium Reboot game, which means that pilots may or may not be at their best. They may have ulterior motives going into the mission. They may have their own objectives. So we'll have to kind of see how that's going to play out and how that affects things in the next mission. As it is, I kind of just played it straight, and we did pretty well. So we'll up the skull difficulty a little bit probably, and we will see what fate throws at us. And my cat, of course, is freaking out at the last second as I'm trying to do my little outro. So, thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, whether you celebrate it or not. I hope you just have a great day tomorrow, whether you spend it eating turkey or just hang out with friends or whatever it is you're going to do. So, see you next week, and thanks again.